Hey y'all, so in this video, I'm going to be showing you this Labyrinth Alice in Wonderland build that I did to prepare for the Wonderland Whimsy update that is coming next week. So I have this area that's going to lead into where I'm going to put Alice and Cheshire Cat when we get them in my storybook veil. I'm going to do a speed build, a aerial view up close of the items that I have, and a walkthrough so that way you can build this if you would like, and you can see my rugs and stuff up close. Also, I did the rugs on live. If you want to go watch that live that I did the other day, you can see how I did the rugs. Alright, so to do this, you'll have to have bought the premium shop item, the Curious Labyrinth. In order to do this, you might could do it with brush and things like that and make your own kind of little whimsy labyrinth. But to get a lot of mine, you would have had to buy those. As you can see, I put the rainbows up. I have some storybook veil items that I have thrown in here, and I put in some uh, Eternity Isle brush and trees in here as well to kind of go with the whole whimsy theme. So that way it kind of follows along, and like a lot of that brush is so pretty. These flowers are from Storybook Veil and from Eternity Isle, so you would have to have both of those DLCs to make this look the way I did, or you can use inspiration if you only have Dreamlight Valley to create your own. I love the Cheshire Cat topiaries, as you can see here. They're huge, by the way. Alright, those are the rugs that I did on live if you wanted to recreate them. And I also put in the fountains. Those are from the, rock and roll star path that we had last year during Halloween. And I kind of did a maze, and I used the rug as the walkway path. The little broken teacups, those are crafted through the DLC of Storybook Veil. So you have to have it to do those. Those are some Storybook Veil flowers over there with Eternity Isle trees. And of course I put the topiary around there too because I'm creating walkways, like kind of like a maze. My labyrinth area is what I'm doing. That is the caterpillar from that premium shop item as well. And then the vine lamps, if you haven't gotten those in the shop yet, those are from Scrooge's shop. And then I added some of the Easter egg trees in from the event that we just had, the extravaganza event. So if you want those, you would have to be able to craft them and do the whole extravaganza event. Here I wanted to create like a little walkway area because it is a labyrinth, so it's supposed to be areas that doesn't lead you anywhere. So that's pretty much what this area is. I put in some of those Hercules fountains from that premium shop item, I believe, and then those are chairs and lampposts from Scrooge's shop, and you have to craft the lamppost. Over here, I created another little area where you could walk out of the labyrinth because, like I said, you want twists and turns and things like that. That is the topiary from this star path, the Oasis star path, with a little peacock. It looked really great here. And then I put some water-looking rugs underneath it to give it a kind of fountain feel as well. And then you continue your path around this area lined with the topiary and create like a little corner right here that will turn. So that way it creates like like an actual walkway where you're going back and forth in areas. That's what I was going for. Because in the new DLC, there is so much space to decorate. It's really big. Now, with these rugs, I did not design them to where you could turn them different ways. I didn't feel like doing all of that. So the lines will kind of run into each other. It's not just like a smooth road. But it turned out pretty good, I feel like. It doesn't look too bad. And then each walkway has some little trees and the fairy godmother lighting around it to give it like an entryway so you don't get lost when you're walking through it. And then those trees that I have there, you have to craft them once you open them through one of the stories that you have to redo in Storybook Veil. And then I put my crafting area over here with my fountain. This was very time consuming. My live, I think, was like 3 hours long. So this did take me a while to build, but that's because I went without having any idea of what I was going to do. So if you would like to build something similar to this, maybe it won't take you as long because you'll see kind of like how I did it. Now this is in the wild woods of Storybook Vale. As you can see, when you walk up into each section, I have the Curious Labyrinth topiary archway around each area to make it easy to get in. I placed some large mushrooms in there as well to give it that whimsy feel. I feel like this is going to go great with the new star path that we should be getting next week. And then I'm going to add on to this build once we get Alice and Cheshire Cat. This is like the walk entryway into where they will be, and then I will do like a Mad Hatter unbirthday theme with the new Star Path items that we get. That's the goal, anyways. Those that gazebo is from the Tiana Star Path, and it looked really pretty here. I think that's one of my favorite gazebos so far. I'm pretty sure we'll be getting some teacups or some kind of decoration like that. So if you don't have those, I think you'll definitely be getting some items that you can place instead of these in your labyrinth when you decide to make it with stuff that we get from the new Star Path. Because there's like mushrooms and there's another archway. There's really cute decorations that are coming with that Star Path. I'm more excited about it than I was this Oasis Star Path. But as you can see in this middle area, I wanted it to be like a place where it leads you nowhere. Kind of like a maze. Like this is like the Queen of Hearts little labyrinth area. So I try to make it to where like you walk through into the whimsy area, you make your way into the Queen of Hearts area, and then you'll walk back into like the whimsy area where Alice will be. That's the goal. That's what I'm going for. So like you have your main entrance there, and then towards the back there is where I'm going to put Alice, where it leads up to the giant teacup fountain back there. It turned out pretty good. Um, the way I did the rugs, I wanted to have it winding a little more, but the way I did the rugs to make it a large path, I didn't have enough room to wind it as much as I wanted, but I think it turned out pretty good. I'm going to show you a walkthrough here in just a second so you can see up close what it's like. And see, these items are very large. They take up a lot of room, especially those Cheshire Cat topiaries. Even the fountains are pretty big with those premium shop items. Um, those, the little mushroom seats, the little circle of mushrooms, I want to say those are a screw shop find, if I'm remembering correctly. And then just threw in some big flowers here and there. I didn't want it overly finished with brush because I do tend to put a lot of brush in my builds to give it that finished, real pretty, vibrant look. But I feel like just a touch of a big flower here and there was perfect. And then like one or two giant mushrooms. Now when I do my Alice's area, like the unbirthday part, I'm not going to do topiaries, I'm going to do like brush and pathway and kind of arch it and round it out with the flowers to give it more of a whimsy look. That's what I was going for. So this is like kind of like when you enter into Wonderland and then you enter into the Queen of Hearts labyrinth, and then you're going to enter into like Alice and the Mad Hatter and Cheshire Cats area. That's the goal. I love how these rugs turned out. When you place them back to back against each other, it creates like a pathway of just cards, of the heart cards. I think it turned out really cute. And if you angle them too, it's really great. Like I said, like you can check out my live where I did the rugs and you can see how I built them. It took some trial and error for me to figure it out. But while you're building one card, if you know that's how you want it to look, or after you finish it, you can literally go in and click on each item and mirror that image, and it'll do it on the other side for you. So that way they are aesthetically the same. They're symmetrical. Because if you try to build it separate from each other, you may not get them symmetrical and they won't line up really good like how mine lined up. So I was able to go in and mirror like each heart, each square, the rectangles, and the little half circles for their feet, and it made them equal. So that way, as you can see through the walkway, they are completely the same. Also, to those candles, I believe those are ones that you can craft from the DLC, I believe. And then there's also smaller candles that are like those. A lot of people will put in the little bubbles. You can use those as well, or any lighting down the bottom. It makes it really pretty to kind of light up the walkway. I also have them lined up around the gazebos, so that way at night it glows and it flickers. It's very pretty to walk through. And the rugs show through under the gazebos as well, so I really like that. It's very peaceful sounding too, this little area. I love this area. I'm just now getting to where I am kind of doing stuff in Storybookville. So I wanted to put Alice over here because it's just perfect in the woods. If you don't have the DLCs, the floating island, the Forest of Valor would be great, or the Forest of Valor on Dreamlight Valley would be a great place to put Alice, um, to help with that whimsical look with the grass, the dark green grass that's there. And then that is another entryway. It's small, so I didn't put the labyrinth. I just did a lighting and some trees. I did put the Cheshire Cat labyrinth. The Cheshire Cat topiaries in those two areas because those are two bigger entrances. And I wanted them here too because that's where I'm going to have it enter into Alice's area. But I hope you like this build. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming builds. I'll be going live Wednesday to play the new update. And I will be building a little area with the new Star Path items. Thank you so much.